Hello students and welcome to the e-learning program initiated by Shri Gyanmanjari Vidya for the students of Standard 10, in which we are learning the subject of social science. Students, this is the sixth lecture for chapter number 19, that is human development. Let us take a quick recap of what we have learned in the previous lectures regarding this chapter. We learned starting meaning of human development. Human development means extending their human aspirations, and also seeing that essentials for subsistence purpose is given to the people. That is called human development. The dreams, aspirations, wishes of the people should be satisfied. So a conducive environment has to be created where human human beings or citizens of the country, they get lots and lots of freedoms where they can enhance their capabilities, talents, skills, etc. Then we learnt about the old concept of human development, where majority of the countries, they believed that more your national income, so divide that by the population, we have more of per capita income, and that national income plus per capita income, both of them keep on rising each and every year. They are constantly on the rise. So what happens is, more the national income, more the per capita income, and that it is decided that the countries, those who have lots and lots of national income, a very large scale, so per capita income also increases, and thus the country who has the highest per capita income is the most developed country in terms of human development. But then it was seen that these countries, although their per capita income or national income was quite high, then also they lacked in lots of human development. That means the state of the life of people, that did not change. Standard of living did not change. People's lifestyle did not change. People were lacking in many of the essentials. So it was concluded that this cannot be the only criteria, that is national income and per capita income. These are not the only credentials on which human development can be measured. So there are some other aspects also. So the new theory of HDI, which was first, it came into existence in 1990, propagated by Amartya Sen, that is an Indian origin. He was a Nobel Prize winner also, economist, and he propounded that theory, and under the United Nations Development Program, for the first time, HDI was counted for all the countries, and an HDI report was made. Three economic indicators were taken into use in those days, that is health, information, and per capita income. Knowledge, health, knowledge, and per capita income. Those were the three indicators on which they were based. From 1992 to 2009, the same system was used to calculate the HDI and put all the countries in the ranking from top to bottom. But in 2010, a new system came into existence which turned those three indicators into again three indexes. So now each index can have multiple indicators under it, so that a more deeper observation of the human development can be made. So now health becomes health index, knowledge becomes education index, and per capita income, that means income also becomes an index, because according to the new theory, it's not how money is earned, it's also how money is used. So people use the money for their betterment or just for basic needs. It tells us whether that country is developed or developing. Based on that HDI, from 2010 to till date, the same system is used, and based on that HDI, HDR is made. HDI is Human Development Index, HDR is Human Development Report. Then we learnt about the different rankings that different countries in the world had, where Norway comes at the top with 0.944 points, and it comes in the first year. Whole of all the countries, the 188 countries till date, they are divided into 4 tiers. Very high HDI, human development, then high human development, then medium human development, and low human development. So the countries are divided into 4 tiers. Then, as discussed, 0.9944 points, Norway stands at number 1 position in terms of HDI all over the world. So it comes in the first tier, whereas India ranking is 130, that is 130, and it falls in the third tier. So we saw HDR and the international ranking in there. Challenges that India faces where human development is concerned, we face some challenges, and that is why human development is quite slow in India. Those challenges are 3: health, sex ratio, and women. Out of that, health, lots of vaccination is done by the government to the smaller children. Lots of facilities are given so that nutritious food is reached to the people. Lots of activities are done where nutritious food is also reached to the pregnant women so that they give birth to healthy child. So in this way, by doing all this, by doing vaccination for most of the diseases right in a very young age, so that the child remains healthy during the childhood, and when he grows up, when he becomes a young man, he is quite healthy, and that is why he can help in the contribution of human development. Then we learned about the sex ratio, where men and women, they are almost equal in proportion, but then also the contribution of men in the economy of the country is more, whereas contribution of women in the India's economy is quite very far less, and we learned about the statistics also. Then we learned about women empowerment. This is one point where we would like to have again a recap which will make that point more stronger. In women empowerment, we saw that the creation, what is the definition of women empowerment? The creation of an environment for women where they can make decisions of their own for their personal benefit as well as the society. That is called women empowerment. By empowering that means putting the power in their hands, increasing their spiritual strength, political strength, their presence felt in the society, and thus increasing their economic strength. By doing all this, this is called women empowerment. Scenario of women empowerment in India, we have already done. Lots of steps have been taken for empowering women. Examples are given. We had women prime minister, president, and also chief ministers of different states. That post of CM was held by women. So in this way, we have never discouraged women empowerment. On the contrary, we have always tried to enhance the presence of women in the society. That presence felt. They are present over there, right? 50% of the population is already there, but their presence should be felt in each and every sphere of life in the country. Today, women are engaged in jobs like driving motorcycle to flying high-tech planes, women activities in the field of social science, literature, journalism. In each and every field, more and more encouragement is given so that maximum women can take part in these activities, and thus, by one way or another, they can help contribute in the economy of the country and also enhance their capabilities and abilities. The employment of women is expanding from working as a labor to top class in the industries, business, commerce, communication, and many other areas. Right from a working woman, that means working as a labor or working as the CEO of a company. Yes, we have a whole range of women who are working right from manual job or a physical labor job right to the top holding positions of the company or business or commerce, communication, all that. Although women have developed quite well, mainly concentrated is the urban areas. We still have to do a lot of work in the urban area where participation of women in the society or in the economy is quite less. So there we need to empower women. Women welfare schemes we have launched right from 1980. India has implemented many plans and programs for women development. The first thing to do was setting up of National Commission for Women in 1992. These points are quite important. The development of women and child development launched National Policy for Women Empowerment 2001, and that same year was also declared as Women Empowerment Year. People working under the National Commission and the Women Empowerment Policies have undertaken several programs to boost up the morale of the women, and so women empowerment can be done. Some of these programs, they include strength building, employment, income generation, welfare and supportive services, and gender sanitation. These are the points on which these several programs for women empowerment, they dwell upon these programs. Yes, overnight you just make them the head of some institute or organization, that is not going to work. Yes, that is just putting one single woman over there. It is we want maximum partition in all the spheres where they can develop themselves and they themselves can reach right from the bottom to the highest echelons in that institute. The government of India declared the year 2001 as Women Empowerment Year, and the government has also made an act or amendment in an act, that is we discussed about that Hindu Marriage Act. It has made certain amendments so that earlier where only the sons used to get all the property of the father, now sons, daughters and mother, they also get equal share, so that the mother and the daughter, they are not left behind and they do not have to face economic hardships or they have to face harassment from the sons, because the sons still take away the property of the father and they give the mother and the daughters nothing. So in such a way the government has tried to help them out, so that on an all India level by making an amendment in this act, so that means it's a legal cover. So a mother or a daughter who is kicked out of the property can claim in the court and get justice. Now let us go ahead with today's lecture. Steps taken for women exploitation, Gujarat government, that we already did, but then also let's do it again. 181, that is the Abhayam Women Helpline for helping women to save themselves from various forms of violence and similar problems. They can dial 181 and get assistance. Now that is not only for getting assistance when the girl or woman is in trouble. Yes, it also is used for counseling, getting some guidance, information, and also for rescue in various threatening situations, including domestic violence. They can dial 181 and get Abhayam. It's an helpline, so they can get help from people, the government officials. Is nowadays with the establishment of women police stations almost in all town cities, so that women can directly go over there. Apart from that, women courts are also held where poor women who do not have money to fight cases in the court, they can get assistance over there also. Government has set up women court so that poor women can get easy justice. Several women welfare centers have been set up to solve social issues, legal and employment related problems of women, etc. Government has become strict to provide protection to women against physical, mental and sexual exploitation at the work area, etc. so that they are, it's a legally backed act. So what happens is the women, they can get justice when any other physical or mental abuse or sexual abuse is done to them. The government has passed a law in the parliament under which working women especially have been given protection under this law against sexual harassment done with them in the office or the factory premises or the institution or organization, either it's government or private, working as a maid. All of them are common. Now different schemes are started by Gujarat government to give equality to women. 2001, government had set up Women and Child Development Department of Social Economic for a social, economic and educational progress of women. So a special department was set up in the center. In the same way, same year, Gujarat government also set up the department for women and child development, and which gives assistance for social, economic and educational progress of women. The government is emphasizing on these three aspects. First is the educational empowerment, second is women health, and third is women safety. Yes, all the three of them, they are very, very helpful, and they are very, very necessary right now in the scenario that we had, say, 50 years ago. Uh, the girls cannot go to school. That was, say, a social taboo or religious taboo, where girls were not allowed to go to school. Even when the times changed, lots of parents started sending their girls to school and even higher education. But then they had limitations, that the girls' school, independent girls' schools were not there. And in the village, they had only up till primary level. So if the girls wanted to study more than 6 standard, or say 6 standard, 7 standard, 8 standard, 9 standard, 10 standard, then they had to go to the nearby towns and village, and they had to travel alone, right? Didn't have bus facilities, etc. at that time, so they had to go walking or bicycle, etc. So the parents, they were reluctant to send their girls outside without any monitoring. So in this way, uh, the society had that restriction and did not allow girls to get education. Now, if we say after 50 years that there are lots of women who are illiterate or girls who are literate, it is because what we faced in the earlier times. So the government is trying to give them, first thing is educational empowerment, right? Then about women health. Yes, in the rural areas especially, women health is not that much cared about. The male child is given more preference, girl child is not given preference in each and every spheres of their lives. Education is not given to them, proper respect is not given to them, proper medicinal care is not given to them. So the second point is also very, very important at the time of pregnancy, or at the time of birth, or after the birth. uh, Nutritious food, regular medicine, health checkup, vaccines for the babies, etc. So all these things, now it has become the duty of the government to help them out, right? Because the society was not able to do that, so now it becomes the duty of the government to forcefully enact that. Then last comes women's safety, that also we'll be talking about. The aim behind approaching is to uplift women belonging to poor and common families and women of the rural area, especially done for them. The government has implemented following schemes for keeping women at the by keeping women at the center. First is Kanya Kelavani Rath Yatra, right? To encourage people, Kanya Kelavani, Kelavani upbringing, right? The girl child, Kanya, that's a girl, right? Kelavani, that upbringing, giving sanskaras is not enough. We are supposed to give them education also at par with the boys. So Kanya Kelavani Rath Yatra, that Rath Yatra or that complete scheme is for encouraging people for admitting girls into the school. The government arranges a festival called Kanya Kelavani Rath Yatra, that is a Rath Yatra or a chariot festival for girls, where maximum number of girls can be covered and they can be sent to school by counseling the parents, etc. Because mainly the hardship is going to be a financial hardship, right? Other than that, there are no hardships. Yes, they cannot be faced. The parents may be facing, especially in the rural areas, the parents do face financial problems, and because of that they are not able to give proper weightage to all the children. Yes, so elders might have got the opportunity of going to school, but then the youngsters do not, or the elders did not get the opportunity, and now the younger children, they get an opportunity to study. So that is for convincing, consoling the people, so as to encourage them to admit the girls in the school. Under this program, the girls are given encouragement to take admission in the school, and an school entrance ceremony is held, जिसको हिंदी में प्रवेशोत्सव बोलते हैं, right? So that is a school entrance a ceremony where each and every child in that locality is reached out by the say municipal corporation or the panchayat at local level, so that each and every girl child is reached out and encouraged to come to school, because in government schools most of the expenses are borne by the government. That means books are given by the school bags are given, lots of NGOs, uh, and lots of people they donate to the local schools, so that the children they get a free environment, right, and they don't have to expend money for their education. That is what mostly the rural or the poor people they are more worried about, that we have to expend money for educating the girls. So that burden is relieved by government, NGOs, and even um, private participation is also encouraged by lots of companies. They give free books, free school bags, uniforms, schools, notebooks, pens, pencils, and all that stationery items, so that girls are encouraged. So this step has increased the admission of schools, girls in schools by 100%, which has proved to be a very good step in increasing women literacy. We have been able to reach 100%. That means if we say even 100% is not true, but then out of 100% say 90% is true, yes, 10% is still left out, but then 90% of the girls are reached and they are coming to school, right? So this is a very good step taken by the government in order to increase women literacy. Next is Vidya Lakshmi Bond. Vidya Lakshmi Bond, government has started a scheme called Vidya Lakshmi Bond. Vidya, that is knowledge. Vidya Lakshmi, Lakshmi is the girl, right? So Vidya Lakshmi Bond. Under the scheme, government gives a bond. Bond agreement. What is a bond? Bond means an agreement. It's an agreement between the government and the girl for a fixed amount to every girl that takes admission in the school. वो कोई पैसा हाथ में नहीं दिया जाता, लेकिन एक बॉन्ड होता है कि आप अपने बच्ची को, गर्ल को स्कूल में भेजोगे, then this is the bond, right? Now how does that bond work? This bond is given only to those girls belonging to villages where the literacy rate is either below 35% or the families live below poverty line but are residing in urban areas. It is for both urban and rural both, but in rural area there is a certain classification that literacy rate of that village or that area should be below 35%. Then girls are given the bond, or even if they are in urban area, then also then the condition is that they should be BPL, that is below poverty line people, so that the help can actually reach the needy people. Otherwise everyone would be applying for that, and then the government will have to run for the funds every time. So it is especially given for the poorest of the poor people and in those areas where literacy rate is quite less. Next is Saraswati Sadhna Yojna. Saraswati, that is the goddess of knowledge. So Saraswati Sadhna Yojna, every year the government distributes, please understand this, 1,50,000 bicycles free of cost to the girls. We just discussed just 10 minutes back that many of these villages, they are so small that they can have maximum of say primary and not also up to 5 or 6 level, right? 5 6 standard, that level only. After that the village is too small, right? So the high school, that is up to 6 to 8 or say 8 to 10 or 11 and 12, that for that you have to go to the nearby villages, and sometimes you have to cross 4 5 6 villages and go to the nearest small or big town. Now of course ST में passes वगैरह मिलते free of cost, 1 रुपया होता है एक दिन का. For girls it is totally free, right? This is the way the government helps women literacy and encourage women empowerment, so that girls, they don't have to, parents, they don't have to worry about the education of the girls, right? So 1,50,000 bicycles are distributed free of cost to those needy people, those who have to go to school a little bit away from their village, etc. So it can help them in cutting down the time required to reach school and come back home. So these girls should not have a problem of going to school if the school is far. So those areas are selected where the schools are very far off and girls have to walk a lot of distance. Because normally it doesn't happen that everywhere pakka road is, metal road is, tar road is available. Yes, in these villages usually lots of time what happens is they have to go through the farms, etc., which is quite a shortcut, but then also that shortcut is also say 2 or 3 kilometers, then they have to walk that much and go. So bicycles are distributed free of cost. The number of bicycles are 1,50,000 bicycles per year, and the Yojna is called Saraswati Sadhna Yojna. Moreover, girls going out of the village to study are given facility to travel free in ST bus. And just now we discussed that matter. Boys, ₹1 per day. Yes, they get a pass every पूरे साल का pass एक साथ निकल जाता है, right? So every day they have to go to school and come back. So maybe the distance is say 10 kilometers, because usually high schools, etc., some of the villages are so small they cannot afford, government cannot afford, because students इतने मिलते नहीं हैं, right? So most of the small villages के 50-60 बच्चे होंगे तो बाजू वाले टाउन में for high schools or higher secondary schools, so they have to travel or commute. For commuting to school only, free passes are given to girls. Yes, boys को भी देते हैं, लेकिन that is just ₹1 per day, so that's not a big cost. Moreover, girls going out of the village to study are given free facility to travel free in Astigas. Yojna, another Yojna called Sabla Yojna. Now, Sabla means strong. Yes, Nabla, Sabla, right? So, Sabla means strong, right? Has been started to provide nutritional food to adolescent girls and to develop their skill. Now, adolescent girls, when they come of age, adolescent, because their hormones are increasing in the body, and they start growing during the boys and girls, both of them, they start growing in this year. But the society has a tendency to give nutritious food to boys, so nutritious food to girls is given less by the families, right? So Sabla Yojana is to provide nutritional food to adults and girls and to develop their skills. This is given so that when they get married, they are healthy, and so they will bear a healthy child, right? So if the care is taken in the childhood or during the adolescent age, then it helps a lot, because the healthy child, when the healthy child grows up, he will be growing up as a healthy young man, so that increases the strength of the country. Gujarat government has made provision of, this is very very important, 33% reservation for women in the government. Yes, for example, विधान सभा है या आपका लोक सभा है, वो हर जगह वहाँ पे 33% women का reservation होता है. In jobs, etc., 33%, or according to the reservations that are kept for say the caste wise जो हमारा reservations होता है, right? So SCA, STA, handicap है, same way women का भी एक category होता है, और equal amount of reservation is given, so that forcefully those seats are made vacant, so that only girl candidates can be taken over there, and girls or women, they get a job and they can be economically independent. So 33% reservation for women is given in the government. In local self-government institution, when we are talking about local self-government, then that is village panchayat, taluka panchayat, district panchayat, or you can say municipal corporations, municipality. These are the local self-government which we are talking about. Women reservation percentage has been increased from, again very important, 33 to 50%. In many of the areas, more women power is required there, because earlier women did not come up to take those jobs, so those jobs went to the men or male candidates. But now women candidates are also coming up and they also have lots of qualification. So to encourage women empowerment in the society, 50-50, right? It was earlier 33% in local self-government only, not government, central government, state government. No, they have 33% only. Only in the local self-government, their percentage has been increased from 33 to 50%. Rashtriya Swavalamban Yojna. Yes, we have been hearing these words. Atmanirbhar and all that right now. So Rashtriya National Swavalamban, dependent on or independent Swavalamban, dependent on self Yojana is implemented to provide pension to the proletarians, that is members of the working class, and destitute, that is needy people, in the latter half of their life, right? So say for example farmers, now they grow crop in their fields and they sell it in the market and get money. Now till they are of young age, say 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, even 55, they keep on working hard in the field and they grow crop and they feed their families and they serve their families, etc. But what happens when these people get poor? Then they get old, right? अभी खुद का फार्म है तो खुद को पेंशन थोड़ी मिलेगा, राइट? सो नाउ दे डू नॉट हैव मच रिसोर्सेज ऑफ मनी टू सर्वाइव, राइट? कोई सोर्स नहीं रहता. सो इन दैट केस proletarians, that is members of the working class, and the destitute people, that means the needy people, they are given pension, yes, in the latter half. जो उसका remaining half है, we consider 68 as whenever. So when they cross 50, 55, they are given pension by the government so that they are not dependent on anyone. Other than this, destitute widows are given economic help so that they are not forced to lead poor life. Government has taken care of women whose husbands they have deceased and now they are living in quite a pathetic life. They are leading quite a pathetic life and they lead a poor life because now there is no one to look after them. So government जो विधवा pension योजना होता है, that is that widow pensions, that is economic help given to them so that they at least get some help from the government and they do not have to rely much on anybody else. Under, this is important, Mission Mangalam Yojana, we are not going to Mangal, yes, Mangal Grah पर नहीं जा रहे. Mission Mangalam Yojana, government provides economic help to the women through Sakhi Mandal to make them self-reliant. Women, they have a very strong unity among themselves, right? So the government encourages, for example, Sakhi Mandal, right? So people of the government, they approach some village and they try to make a small group of women. They are all housewives. Now they are not able to save that much per month, right? So whatever they can collect, they make a group, say 50 women ka group ban gaya, so even if they collect 50 rupees per month, they can save and collect and they make their own bank over there. That is that Sakhi Mandal. Now 50 by 50, so per year they will be saving, per month they will be saving 2,500 rupees. So within 10 months that sum can go up to 25,000, right? So now they can approach the bank because now they have a collateral, right? Against that 25,000 they can get quite a big amounts loan. They say papad, household things, they make papad and pickle, and that is cottage industry. But where they can invest their money, they can all work together during their spare time, right, and make money for their own bank or for their own group, that is that Sakhi Mandal, and profit can be shared by all the members of the group. That is the basic idea of Sakhi Mandal. So the Mission Mangalam Yojana, it provides economic help to the women through Sakhi Mandal. First they have to establish a Sakhi Mandal. Yes, they have to collect some of their money, and then when that is steady, sustained, and then they can get help from the government. So Mission Mangalam helps them, but then they have to make a group and they have to show that they are one and they can progress. So in order to make them self-reliant, e-Mamta, actually that's a card, right? E-Mamta card hota hai, right? Now let us learn about that. For taking care of the women health, I emphasize on this particular point because this is quite an important question, right? For taking care of the women health, a program called e-Mamta has been started in which pregnant women are registered through mobile technology and issued Mamta card. Now, each and every village, they have a health clinic set up by the government, right? PHC, public health clinic hota hai, right? So, as soon as it is found that a woman is pregnant, right? So immediately, with the help of mobile technology, she gets registered and an e-Mamta card is issued to her. So now, regular medicines, a regular checkup, even reports, uh, for the delivery purpose, a bed is reserved in the nearby hospital for them. X1 जो ambulance services that is kept ready when the due date is there, so that with one call the ambulance is at home and within a short time the pregnant woman is under the medical treatment, and after the delivery of the baby, nutritional food for both of them, that is the mother and the child, and then starts that 5-year role of the government where the government takes the responsibility of the complete vaccination of the child. That is this e-Mamta card, right? So lots of help. It's a huge help to the especially the poor people in the village area or in the rural area. They get these extended facilities with the help of the latest technology plus the government. Mamta card is developed as a tool for families to learn, understand and follow positive practices for achieving good health of pregnant women, young mothers and children. Most of the time it is seen that these women, they do not have proper information about the food, medicine or the health checkup time to time that has to be done during the time of pregnancy. So this information is available on the mobile through with the help of e-Mamta card. Through this service, the person gets help in controlling deaths at the time of maternity. Now, just discussed. Yeah, so they get registered. When they get registered, right? When the due date is near for delivery, bed in the nearby hospital is booked for them by the government, and 108 की service वहाँ पे मिलती है. This is because in the earlier times, the pregnant lady never reached the nearby hospital, right? And in many of the cases, the mother and the child, both of them died because they did not get proper medical treatment when the time was quite near, right? So now, with ease of transport and quick we are able to save lives of lots of women and lives of lots of children. Under this program, the government also takes care about the regular health checkup of the pregnant woman and does the vaccination of the children. Yes, both these points we had taken up just now. Yes, it takes regular health checkup, and especially for Adivasi women. We'll be learning that in another topic. But this e-Mamta card is very, very helpful to the Adivasi people because they are already not that much financially good enough to take up all these responsibilities. The family cannot bear all these responsibilities. Plus, they live in quite far off areas or remote areas. So these facilities, it's a huge help to them. And most of the medications they get free. Adivasi women, pregnant women, they get most of the medications free of cost, and the vaccination also comes to them at free of cost. The programs, this is yet another topic under human development which is very good, started by the Gujarat government. Save Girl Child, we have done this lots and lots of time. Beti Bachao Abhiyan, Beti Badhao and Beti Vadhao and Beti Badhao. Then comes Beti Padhao, right? All these three go hand in hand. First thing, we have to increase the strength of the women in India, girls in India, right? So बेटियों को बढ़ाना पड़ेगा. Number of girl child should increase. Then welcome the girl child. Yes, it's a boy or a girl, we should welcome the child. Yes, whether that's a girl child or a boy child. So beti badhao, then beti vadhao, and that last one is beti padhao, to educate the girl child. For that, Save Girl Child or Beti Bachao Abhiyan is conducted, have made important contribution in the women empowerment as well as removing gender discrimination in the state. Yet another program, Chiranjeevi, long living, yes, Yojna, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe pregnant women are provided medicines, laboratory trust, operational facility, everything free of cost. This is that is just we talked when we were talking about e-Mamta card. This is an extended facility for especially the tribal women, Adivasi women, right? Under Chiranjeevi Yojana, everything is free for them, even including medicine, that is medication, complete medication, whatever laboratory test has to be done before the pregnancy or during during the pregnancy time. Operation facility, that is what I said, in the hospital bed is also registered for them. Operation facility is completely free of cost, and then vaccination for the children is also free of cost. Various schemes have been started for women welfare by Women and Child Development Department of Gujarat. So students, with this we come to an end of today's lecture, plus we also finished the understanding of the chapter number 19 today. Thank you, students.